The Jays had a W in their grasp. However, they do fall 5-3 to the Tampa Bay Rays and fall to 9-11 on the season. It started out great for the Blue Jays in this one, but an ugly bottom of the eighth inning in many different aspects. Having the Blue Jays fall, like I said, 5-3 to the Tampa Bay Rays. The series is evened up at 1 game apiece, and the finale goes tomorrow with Ryu on the mound. But let's break this game down. The Blue Jays get the early offense. They seem to be doing that a lot as of late, and that's exactly what we talked about and what we want to see. Randall Grichuk in the top half of the first inning crushes a solo shot. It was a 3-run shot. Tellez and Biggio come across the score. The Jays are up 3-0 in the first inning, exactly where you want to be early in this ball game. Bottom half of the second inning, Mike Zunino, it's a solo shot off of Robbie Ray. But Robbie Ray really settles down after that and was really good until the bottom half of the sixth inning, where he gives up a 2-run bomb to Mike Brasso. Randy Rosarina comes around to score as well, and that ties the game at 3. But the Blue Jays offense really nowhere to be found after that first inning. Again, like in the last game, their approach kind of dies off after the early goings of the game, and you go to the bottom half of the eighth. And a hard-hit ground ball from Manuel Margot right through the wickets of Cavan Biggio at third base. Why this guy is still playing third, I don't understand. He was doing fine in right field. He's clearly having issues at third base, and you play him at third again. You know, and look, people are going to be like, I don't know how, it was an error on Cavan Biggio, but you do have to cut him a little bit of slack at this. The ball was hit 109 miles an hour. Right at him. And he was playing in for the possible bunt. The reaction time on that is stupid. But the fact that it went right through his legs, and if he had his glove, if he had the glove down, he was in the ready position, it might have hit him. But either way, it goes right through the legs of Cavan Biggio. Luckily, he threw out Brasso. I think it was Brasso at the plate, and you know they end up taking the lead at that point. Well, 1 run does come across the score to give them the lead. Then Kevin Kiermaier hits an RBI ground out, scoring Margot, because he goes all the way around to third on the play. And that puts the lead up to 5-3 there in the bottom half of the eighth inning. But everyone's going to get on Biggio. Can we also talk about why Jordan Romano was out there in such a high leverage situation in his first game back, who he clearly was not right? We heard, we heard throughout the injury, it's not all that serious. It's all not that big of a deal for Romano. His fastball was not as fast as it usually is. I think he was throwing, it was 95s I saw, so that's not good. He walked 2 guys. He didn't look good. And then the Jays in the ninth inning didn't get any offense at all, and they lose it 5-3. The story of this ball game is the inability to really get string any hits past the first inning. You can get mad at Biggio, you can get mad at Romano or Robbie Ray for giving up the 2 home runs or whatever. The offense got nothing after the first inning. You just can't do that and expect to win. Unless you put up 6 or 7 in the first inning, you got to keep scoring runs. And the Jays have not been able to do that. Cavan Biggio, he's looked awful at third, and we really need him to make some plays there at third, or not make us stress and sweat whenever he gets a ground ball. Even Bo Bichette, kind of the same thing. But man, Biggio with the bat today, he wasn't bad. He went 3 for 5 in the game and scored a run there at the top of the lineup. You got to give him credit for that, but the defensive side of the ball, the Blue Jays got to keep cleaning this stuff up, because defense and pitching win you championships, and the Blue Jays defensively, more specifically on the left side of the infield, have been downright horrendous. And Bo Bichette's 0 for his last 8. That's nothing to go crazy about, because he's probably going to go like 4 for 5 tomorrow, and then we're completely forgetting about that 0 for 8 stretch. But the problem that I'm having is that, we're blaming guys again, right? Biggio's that scapegoat, right? He's that Pascal Siakam right now. Should he have made that play? In hindsight, he probably should have, or at least get your body behind it. I understand it's coming at you like that, and you gotta have a. That's why it's called the hot corner. If you don't have the reaction time, if you can't play the position, don't play the position. Period. Right? You barely see balls go right through the wickets of defenders. The fact that it happened to him either tells me that he wasn't ready for it, or whatever the case may be. But it was just not a pretty play at all. He should not be playing third base. The question is, who's going to, though? Well, Espinal. Well, now Biggio's starting to hit the ball a little bit. Do you take that bat out of the lineup? Like, there's so many factors that are going to play into this. Do you start looking trade market? But if that's the case and you trade for your third baseman, where does Biggio end up playing? Because he's got to play somewhere. So there's so many factors, there's so many variables right now, and I'm just hoping and praying that something clicks for Biggio on the infield at third base, but it's just not. You know, and offensively, as I mentioned, Biggio went 3 for 5 in the game. The other really couple players that did anything today offensively, Rowdy Tellez went 2 for 4 and scored a run. Grichuk obviously went 1 for 3 with a walk as well, and he had the home run that he hit. But other than that, you really didn't get any consistent offense. And I think Semien had a hit and he walked, so he's doing a good job there in the lower half of the lineup again. But you're not getting any consistent offense, and that's a problem. Now, when guys like George Springer and Teoscar Hernandez get back in the lineup, is that going to change things a little bit? It probably is. But they're not here right now. It sounds like Springer's not going to be back until at least sometime this upcoming week. And Teoscar Hernandez ain't physically ready yet. And if that's the case, even when he comes back, he might not be good for a little while. So the Jays got to find a way to win games. You know, and let's talk about the pitching staff. We've been talking about the defense. We've been talking about the offense. The pitching staff, Robbie Ray, look, the line suggested he had a game, right? 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, had 9 strikeouts over those 6 innings. And, you know, he gave up two home runs. A 2-run shot and a solo shot. I didn't think Ray pitched all that bad, and the key for him was throwing strikes. You didn't see that in his last inning against Kansas City. He was kind of like a mystery if he was going to throw a strike or not. Today, he didn't walk a guy over 6 innings. So it was a hell of a job for Robbie Ray going out there today and pounding the strike zone. He gave your team a chance to win. That's all I asked for out of the starting pitching and the pitching staff in general. Give your team a chance to win. And Robbie Ray did that today. Anthony Castro becoming an instant Jays fan favorite, and he does an amazing job yet again in the 7th inning, going an inning, striking out the side. Heck of a job for Anthony Castro. And as I mentioned, Jordan Romano went a third of an inning, allowed 2 runs. It was 1 earned run because Biggio got the error on the Margot triple, or whatever you want to call it. And he also walked 2 guys, did Romano. He was not good whatsoever. I don't know if it was confidence. I don't know if it was thinking about the injury, because that just happens when you do get injured and then you go out there and you play again for I'd say a week, 2 weeks after that, you're thinking about that injury and thinking, okay, I don't want to re-aggravate it. Myself, I fractured my ankle back in hockey back in the day. Every time I stepped on the ice after that for a good amount, I was thinking to myself, okay, you got to be careful with the leg though. You got to be careful with the leg because you don't want to make it worse. So there's always going to be that mindset. But the question is Romano actually ready to go? Because I don't want him out there if he's not going to pitch well. Because he's not healthy. If he's not healthy, get on the IL sit and get healthy. See what they're doing with George Springer? I'd be doing that with Romano if need be. I don't know if he needs some building up or whatnot, because his fastball wasn't good today. He clearly couldn't find the strike zone, and he gave up a hard hit contact. So, well, that was not good enough from Jordan Romano. Ryan Brucke came out there and got the final 2 outs of the bottom half of the 8th inning. But that's it for this ball game. We're not going to talk about this anymore because it was not a pretty game at all. It was a great start. You got a great start from Robbie Ray for the most part, and you had just that abysmal 8th inning, and you lose. You can't give teams like that extra opportunities, and that's exactly what the Jays did with the Rays today. They gave them way too many opportunities, and they made you pay for it. The finale of this 3-game set, though, against the Tampa Bay Rays, and the great thing about this is you still have an opportunity to win this series tomorrow afternoon. It's a 1:10 first pitch down in the Trop. Hyun-Jin Ryu gets the ball for the Blue Jays in the finale against Josh Fleming. That is the pitching matchup there tomorrow afternoon. And I don't care what happened the night before. As a baseball player, you have to have a very short memory. You had an abysmal 8th inning. You got to get out there tomorrow afternoon and get back on the horse and find a way to get that W. Because think about it this way, Jays fans. If they win tomorrow, they would have won every series against the American League East except for the Boston series, but they split that. Wouldn't that be something, right? And they'd be back to 10 and 11. They're kind of hovering that 500 mark. Is really a lot of teams in the AL East are right now. But they got to go out there and play a full 9 innings and get more offense than in 1 inning. Give me 2 1 inning. Give me 2 another inning. Give me 1 another inning and get like a 4 or 5 run total and win a 5-2 game and make it look beautiful. Those would be great. But we have not had that luxury this year. We need to start seeing that. We need to see clean baseball. We have not seen that a lot this year, and that has to start as soon as possible, because if you're not going to play good defense, you're not going to win many games. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and did not enjoy the end of this ball game, smack the like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you have not done so already. Follow up the Instagram page down below as well, so follow up there if you've not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, where are we talking? Raptors edition. It'll be on Monday night as the Raptors head back to Amalie Arena to take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's a 7:30 tip-off there. Looking to get back into the win column and maybe, I don't know, maybe put a push for that play-in spot, but I'm not sure how I feel right now about the Raptors, really. As for the Leafs, I'll talk to you guys very shortly as they beat the Winnipeg Jets 4-1, back-to-back dubs, really stretching out that North Division lead for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's great news there. And as for the Blue Jays, as I've mentioned, their next contest is tomorrow afternoon, the finale of the 3-game set against Tampa Bay Rays at the Trop. Hyun-Jin Ryu gets the ball for the Blue Jays, and Josh Fleming on the mound for the Rays tomorrow afternoon. It's 1:10 first pitch at the Trop. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.